There we go. Start sharing it out. Somebody disable live share. We're going to be talking about wet molding leather today. Now, I could cover some Ukraine stuff, Russian invasion, but it just seems every day it changes. Every day it gets different. It's really a misinformation war. There's just so much going on, in all honesty. And nobody can make hide nor hair of what's really happening. I'd say the only ones that really know what's happening is the ones that's on the ground dealing with it. We do know there's a war, but they got stuff going on. And we really don't know what's going on, I'll be honest with you. I know that, there's real fighting going on, but I'm not saying that, so don't take me that way. Whoa. Well, I do not know. There's always a glitch with Clapper. Something's going on. Something's going wrong. Can't get Clapper up and going. That's why I always start house first. I mean, that's why I usually start this first and not house, but it's always something wild. I'll just throw Chaos Cast up there. We'll start out with wet molding leather topics, and then we'll see what actually happens. Because you never know. 2, 3. It's not showing me anything on the screen. My screen's went dark. I'll just log back in. Y'all get to see all the behind the scenes.
Don't eat this. This is boring.
Tater chips. Let's see. Notify everybody. Got one viewer on here. Welcome on in. We're going to share this out, and hopefully folks will be able to find us. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So we got her up and going. Now I get TikTok going. It's usually where everybody comes in at. All right, so we're going live. Welcome to the Chaos Cast29. We got this thing going now. Right now, only people that we got right now are whoever's that one little viewer through Haps and Shandy Smith. Welcome in. We got a few folks in there. I'll send her out. See who comes in, who takes a bite. Send it out. Drippy Dog, welcome in. Good to see you. How's everybody doing today? We're going to be talking about wet molding leather. Now, hitting the stem. Mug bone in, General Mud. Get this evening time Chaos Cast going. Get our wet molding stuff that we're not going to be wet molding anything. We're going to be talking about wet molding and what I've been up to lately with that. I've got 4 folks. Fender, to be or not to be, James Bond, good to see you. Good little cherry Coke right there, some wavy. I can't about to say wavy lays. These are cheap chips. This is great value, wavy great value. Earl Extreme is good to see you. I haven't had supper yet, so y'all get to see me eat. Jim Harbaugh. All right, so welcome to the Chaos Cast. A little bit of everything goes on here. We talk about a lot of things, preparedness oriented. Ohio scum, good to see you. We talk about a lot of things that are focused on preparedness, self-reliance, making your own gear. May West, good to see you. So lately I have been working on wet molding leather. This is just some basic veg tan leather that a friend of mine is at is Yellow Cake. He's on Clapper. But he sent me some veg tan leather, and I decided to try my hand at wet molding leather. One cold bug, good to see you. King Stavos, good to see you. Anthony Thornwell, D. Leon, good to see you. PC, good to see you. Illegal Hunter, good to see you. We got a couple of them around here. Hi, James 04, good to see you. Jessica Rock Dust, good to see you. Josh Tudor, good to see you. Dunbar Prime, good to see you. I'm as well, boy. Vonnie Fost, good to see you, Georgia Beekeeper. So basically, I've been telling the boys for a while I was going to make a holster for their belt for their Swiss Army knives. Steve Hunt, welcome in. Adam Auto Electric, Marie Gentle, good to see you. Lisa Pat, good to see you. Shandy Smith, thanks for commenting. Thanks for coming in and talking to us, letting us know you're here. West Virginia, good to see you, May West. Yo, hey, Woodcock, good to see you, man. Woodcock's in here. He's have you left Clapper completely? I don't know. I've seen you come over here and you started telling jokes and stuff. Thank you for the rose, y'all. One seahorse, thank you. Man, I'm hungry. But Woodcock, thank you, bud. All right, so our top gifters. I meant to say this in the beginning. Our top gifters, we are going to be. Thanks, Woodcock. Woodcock's in the running. We're going to be giving out another shirt. Woodcock, you got the Happy Gun shirt from hey JP, good to see you. Woodcock, he sent some gifts. He got that gifts up there. So our top gifters are going to be put in a pool for this week to draw for a shirt. JP, you're on Clapper and on TikTok. Oh, you just came over here. Okay, there you are. So we're going to be giving away one of these Whom Shall I Fear shirts. It's got the crossed up AKs and the lion head. So whom shall you fear? The Lord and North's your aim. And one seahorse, thanks for that rose, Woodcup. So our top gifters are going to be put in the running for this week. We're going to draw out for one of these shirts. Yeah, that's right. It's got that line. It's got a black lion head and a red line. I kind of overtopped them. Hey, I love you too, One Seahorse. Thank you. One Seahorse, you're going to be in there. So our top gifters every day. Whoa, who sent that gift? Woodcock sent me a gold mine. Man, they throwing them at me today. Hey, I know. I hear you, JP. So Woodcock's one of our top gifters today, and One Seahorse. I'm going to try to keep your ad on here, One Seahorse, and One Seahorse O. That's your ad. Woodcock's easy because I know Woodcock from way back. Woodcock's already got one of these here shirts. So if he's got the Happy Gun shirt, JP looks like she's wanting to get her one. So that's kind of the rep. So this will be going the whole live, and if you missed this live and you're watching on recap, you can come in on the next lives that we're going to try and have the rest of the week. And we will be sending out this shirt to one lucky winner at the end of the week. But yeah, man, the kids have been wanting some leather sheaths. So I cut these out and I made these right here. So we got 18 on Clapper, 40 on TikTok, and we still got one on Haps. But usually Haps takes a minute to get out there because it just... We'll see what happens there. No. There we go. So we got a couple of our Clapper friends. Good to see y'all in here, JP. JP's one of my friends. Woodcock's one of my Woodcock for life. I might say I made his emblem there, just not exactly like that. They tweaked it a little bit, But we made that a while back. One day, I just put him a rooster on a log and put woodcock for life around it. So they've tweaked it a little bit and they've done some different stuff with it. So he's sporting one of our designs. So if you're looking for one of them, a good design for your profile, holler at me. I can put you something together. I'll charge you though. Woodcock got it for free because we buds, and he was one of my first shirt giveaways there. So he usually can get what he needs out of me if we scratch each other's backs, I guess you say. But I'm thinking about maybe selling these eventually if I can get a good stock on them. And we are going. What I did basically, you cut out your pattern and you soak it in the water. That's all you do. You basically soak it in the water. Then you begin to form it around. Once it's soaked up for about, I'd say, a good 30 seconds, you pull it out. Hey, Pallet Cabin, man, good to see you, bud. Lord, we went from a whole bunch to hardly nothing in here. Now it's cranking up over here. Got a few over here. Thank y'all for coming in. Let's share this out and get more folks in here. Let's share the yeah, there you go, Woodcock. We'll be selling you them logos. We'll get you something. Hey, Braden, what are you doing, boy? He spells Daddy, D-E-D-D-Y. Now, he's not doing that because he don't know how to spell, but he does. He's done that ever since he was little when he did know how to spell. It's just been kind of a thing. That's my son, Bray Bunch down there. Y'all go give that boy a follow. He's funny. He's funny, and he's I call him Bush Boy. He's growing up. Yeah, you're just sitting in there in another room, ain't you? Well, he's one of the ones that's going to be getting one of these sheaths. And if I can get them going, I don't know what y'all think about them, but I've made these patterns, and it's going to be something simple, something, for our young men and women. Maybe you got a kid that's a scout, but I'm going to sew it together. I'm going to have to treat the leather with some oil. And what we'll do, we'll slide her right down in there, and they can wear that on their belt. And that leather usually be about tight enough to hold that in there. And we'll get that going. I'm making one for my silky right now. My silky saw. I've still got a little tweaking to do with that, but I've got the back. And I've got the actual pocket for the holster made. And that way that little silky saw right there will be right there. Uh-oh, Bray, look like you got your follower, Woodcock for life. Don't corrupt him too much, Woodcock. He's a good boy. I'm just playing. But yeah, this one right here, this is one of my favorite saws. I carry it out there into the woods. Hey, thank y'all for the likes over here on Clapper. Dialing Nimmer, it's good to see you. So this is a little more complicated thing, and I'm going to be doing some knife holsters. I'm going to be doing some different holsters through this process. But as you can tell, I've got the basics cut out. It's very easy to do this with a knife holster. Let's share this out and get some more folks in here. Let's see. I'm going to share it. Let's see. We'll go down here to Big Mac. Send some folks. Some invites. Get some folks in here. Roy. French guy Gene is working with NATO right now from last I heard. He said I wouldn't hear from him for a while. French guy Gene's out there. He's actually going to be working, I think it's NATO Reserve Forces or UN Reserve Forces. I can't remember. He's from France, and he's out there, I believe, working with the Ukrainians' relief effort. I'm not quite sure. I think it's where they're coming out into other countries. You've got those forces there to keep the peace and to kind of make sure they're getting taken care of. Hey, Elaine, good to see you on here. I just now seen you come up. Elaine Abels is one of my friends from way back. She's a fellow minister in the Church of God. We were in church there for a long time together, and I've kind of been giving her a little bit of help trying to get these live streams up and figuring out how to get her ministry online. So I've got solutions for that. Y'all can holler at me, folks. But yeah, French guy Gene's he's one of our fans on TikTok. He's a real good dude, and he's going to be over. So y'all keep him in your prayers. And one of the things I'm working on right now, I took 2 bowls. There's two Rubbermaid bowls. One was short, one was tall, and they're from the same system. And I set them down in there, and I molded around there after I soaked that. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to turn this into a leather pouch. I'm going to cut this off probably up here, right at this, and then I'm going to make a base with a belt loop on it. And what I'll probably do is kind of like I made this one right here. Instead of it being the belt loop down there, I'll put the belt loop coming from down here, and then I'll have a flap that comes over, and I'll have a little leather pouch. And I don't know if I'm going to be selling these, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about buying some veg tan leather. I've got a lot of things coming up and in the works for future content, for preparedness, consultation, things we're going to be doing on the website. We're going to be I got some more people that are interested in doing Tic Tac use. Good to see you coming in. Thanks for coming in. But we're going to be working on some other things when it comes to what we're doing here on the channel. Right now, we're working on getting Braden ready for a TV show competition. He is. We're doing a casting call with a group. And we're hoping he'll get it. We're hoping he'll get in there. And we're hoping that, he'll get in there and do very well. So that's going to be one of our big projects. You'll be seeing more Braden on here, probably doing more bushcraft skills, survival skills. You've seen my son, Brandley. Jenny Marie Torres, good to see you in here. Thank you for coming in. Lethal Weapon 77. Hey, Jerry Dell, good to see you, bud. Got Jerry Dell in here. The Static Shock. It's good to see you. We got The Static Shock over on the house. Good to see you. Glad you called me, bud. The Static Shock came in on my YouTube channel the other day, and he was commenting on the shirt. So today, through the rest of the week, The Static Shock, any of our top gifters, I've already got one from half, but any of our top gifters are going to be put in the drawing for this one of these Whom Shall I Fear shirts this week. Or if you want a Happy Gun shirt, we'll be putting your name in for a Happy Gun shirt. We got several shirts, so thank you all that are coming in. Let's see who we got all coming in. Yeah, Lord, this thing's just. What I'm gonna do on TikTok, I'm gonna end it, and then I'm gonna restart it because that always seems to bring it back in. Ginger Viking, good to see you. So I'm gonna end it and restart it, and we're gonna see if we can play the system here.
And I like to
let's see. Jerry Dell's live. He getting ready. Prep Zone is live. I may try and do one with Prep Zone. Bring him in. I hadn't had a chance to do a live with him. So we're going to go live, and then we're going to try and bring in Prep Zone Rise. Prep Zone Rise is he's one of my buddies on TikTok, and he has got a pretty good channel going right now. A lot of let's see here. See who we can invite. Oh, Nomadic Bushcraft is on. I may see if I can bring him on. I've seen some of his stuff. We'll see if he wants to come in. I don't know if he'll accept it. Jerry Dell, I hope y'all are doing pretty good selling that jewelry. I don't know if you're still on here. JW Rawls, good to see you. We're going to play this system as much as we can, trying to get people in, but we kind of ended what we're doing with the leather talking right now, but it's one of the main things with the leather that I like is it's simple. You don't have to have, hey, we got another person in here on the apps. Good to see y'all. You don't have to have a ton of you don't have to have a ton of skills to be able to start with leather work. I don't know. I see an old prep zone one. Good to have y'all in here if you're coming in to Wyatt Raleigh. But you know, when it comes to leather working, basically this is like, you know, you got to learn a little bit of all work, a little bit of sewing. You know, I've got the Speedy Stitcher to do that leather work with. But one of the things that, knock my hat off. One of the things that about these Leathermen that I like is the fact that it comes. Most people don't even know what these are. These are for sewing and stitching. Whether you're wearing Jay Walker, good to see you. What is it? CB Coy, good to see you. Ricochet, good to see you. Okay. I'll have to check them out, Ricochet. Let me make sure I'm following you on here. Oh, he's coming in from YouTube then. Okay. All right. Static Shock, you're coming in through YouTube. All right. It's good to see all y'all in here. I'm getting a weird smell. Might be my knife. I've been using it at work. Claudia 51005. Good to see y'all coming in. But this is a leather. This is basically some people call it a leather punch. Some people call it a sewing awl. And you can use it to punch your holes in your leather. It can be used like a drill. Or you can get you can go to repair. Tandy Leather. I'm going to have to look at that. I'm going to have to look them up. But Fruit Us Lupus, good to see you. But one of the things about it, you just run that thread through there, and then you begin to sew. You push it through, you pull it all the way the length of the seam, and then you pull it back out, push it in again, and you keep doing that until you have a pretty nice seam down through there. So that may be why they came up with that name, the Leatherman, because there's so many tools on here that you can use for your leather work. Plus, you got a built-in ruler for doing this work. Yellow Cake. Oh, Ricochet, Yellow Cake. Okay, now I see who it is. All right. Yeah, y'all give old Yellow Cake a follow over here. This is one of my buddies over here from Clapper. We got us a fifth viewer in here. I'm gonna have to give you a follow on there. So it seems like the comments are starting to come in now on Haps. I've struggled with that for a while. Shuby, Doug from the ATL, good to see you. Let's see. Luke Evans, good to see you. But I will say this has been a handy little tool to have with Mini Haven Homestead. Good to see you in here. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for helping us get them likes up. We're struggling today on TikTok. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They don't like me lately. Ever since I got that live ban, I've been struggling. Daryl. Now, which one's Daryl? Who's Daryl? I'm trying to think who Daryl is. Ricochet, you're saying, hey, Daryl. Okay, so the Static Shock must be somebody from Clapper, too. Oh, that's my friend Danny. Let's bring her up. Send her a request. Danny, did you come in to rescue me? I'm floundering today on TikTok. We just ain't having nothing going. Uh-oh. There. Hey, what you doing?
Give me a second to go upstairs.
Yeah, I ended it to begin with, Mini Haven Homestead, because a little trick I've learned, you end it and then restart it. It just like it refreshes it and they'll get you going again. Bring more people in. I may be wrong. So what you been up to today?
Decided to switch rooms with my daughters. So we made the decision, and now we're going to be going through the process probably on Sunday. What's up with you?
Well, I've been doing some leather, wet molding on the leather. You ever done that? Y'all ever done that? Have you and your husband ever done that kind of stuff? I see y'all do a lot of DIY stuff.
We do a lot of DIY, but not leather yet.
This is actually probably one of the easier projects I've done. I'm going to turn this into a pouch. I didn't have any specific like molds, so I just used 2 Rubbermaid molds. So I'm going to cut the top off her, and I'm going to make a back
Looks
to
like
it.
it worked well.
Yeah. Hey, look at these sheaths I made the boys. These are for their Swiss Army. Hey, Nowhere Ranch, good to see you.
Nice.
One bite. Hey, Suburban Urban Prep, good to see you. We're finally getting some of our prepper community in here. We'll get it. We'll see who we can get in here. But yeah, I made this, and the boys been wanting that for a while. And then I don't know if I'm gonna sew it or brad it together. But yeah, I mean, you think about
You can do a button.
Tralalaing of the Pale Home in DC's Instagram page. What? Nice. Can you go a little more?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, go a little more into detail. I'd like to know. I think it's got something to do with the current administration's DC. Says DC's Instagram, so who knows? White House, the White House. What are they doing? Oh Lord, you might be seeing an exclusive here. We don't know what's going on. Oh, okay, Daryl Bradwell. I've got Static Shock over here on YouTube, and I was trying to figure out what it's Daryl Bradwell, Libertarian Raccoon from Clapper. Comments are all.
No one said anything about Trump, though.
No.
I think that they just come preloaded with that.
They do. They're fishing. Let me see here. I'm gonna block them. All right, I hate to do that.
We've been doing a lot of woodworking and coin collecting, going through coins, because if you guys don't know, the U.S. penny is going to stop minting, I believe, at the end of this year. So it's a good time for coins. It's a good time to collect coins right now. Just go to your bank, change $100 into 100 in coins. Go through them, figure out which ones are worth something, and put them on eBay for $100. You know, like when you find good ones, you can flip that money pretty quick. And the shipping for something this big is very low.
Oh yeah.
So, give you guys an idea.
You gonna have to excuse me? I hadn't had no lunch. Hey, what you doing, Suburban Urban Prep?
Hey, how's it going over there, man? Like I said, I was just finishing dinner, man. That's why it took me a while to get on here.
I hear you. I put you on the spot. I'm known for putting people on the spot.
Yeah, you are.
Sure did, man.
Get you in here.
We gotta get some kind of set schedule going.
Yeah, I'm trying to go usually at 6, but then my brother, he'll be like, "Hey, we gotta work late," and I'll be like, "Crap." And then it'll end way faster than I thought, and I'll actually be able to go at 6. So, I don't know.
I usually don't do night lives.
Well,
I'm just a morning person.
Hey, Colt, good to see you,
I
buddy.
guess.
Got my buddy Colt Dover over here. He's one of our locals from over here. He's, I think he is friends with my niece, Savannah. So, good to see you in here, bud.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking that his daddy owns a local gun store, so that's always good to have somebody like that in here.
That's a nice friend to have.
Oh yeah.
I bought my 1911 from that guy at Big Daddy Dover's gun store, and that's become a mainstay. Can't do it on here, but on Clapper I'll be doing them gun salutes, and I got that big old 1911. I'm thinking about buying me a Glock 43X. Have y'all seen them?
Nope.
Not yet.
It's got a little bit.
Wait, I just got a message. Pre-dawn FBI raid on Project Veritas journalist shows that armed agents clutching weapons, tossing belongings, and ransacking the home of a director of Biden DOJ. Whoa.
They ransacked the home of Biden's DOJ?
No, that was from Project Veritas. Do you know what Project Veritas is?
James O'Keefe.
It sounds like maybe they raided somebody.
So
I don't know.
they raided somebody from Project Veritas, or?
I have no idea. It just came through as like an announcement.
Huh. That's crazy. And then we're hearing this stuff about something going on at the White House on their Instagram page. Something's happening there. Minnie Haven Homestead was talking about.
I'm wondering if the two are connected, to be honest with you.
Now,
it did say something about Biden.
A follow-up to this. Now, Daryl is wanting to know why the pennies. Why are you saying? Because they're going to be no longer in circulation?
Yeah, so once they're no longer in circulation, we predict that people are going to try to find the good ones. But I think that we have a little bit of a window here to get the good ones before it actually stops, because I feel like a lot of people don't know that they're actually going to stop minting pennies soon.
Yeah.
And because of that lack of knowledge, people aren't going to figure out to look for the good ones until they announce that they're completely stopping them.
Are y'all seeing this?
Beginning of next. What?
All the comments on the White House Instagram posts are in Russian. Is this true? Now, have you seen this for yourself, Minnie Haven Homestead? Are you going by something like you heard? Because I don't want to go throwing that. That's pretty wild. Because, see, I heard there's already been cyber warfare going on that they're kind of keeping hush-hush. You know, we talked the other day on the Chaos Cast, I think it was Friday or Saturday, Buzzard Life Commander brought up that there's all this latent malware. Under the Desk News confirmed. Okay. All right. So she's seen this firsthand.
So is this an attack? Are we saying this is like a Russian attack, or is Russia just telling the president off in a major way?
Screen record. Do you got a screen recording of it, Minnie Haven Homestead? Can you come up, Minnie Haven Homestead? Oh, she's only got...
Yeah, someone come up and tell us.
She's only got 187 followers right now. Did you get banana, as they say? You must have got banana, because I know you had more than that last time I looked.
You're the only person I know that calls it bananaed.
That's because of Prepper Nation.
I can make something cool. Is this like we're making our own words now? Can I make up my own words?
Prepper Nation come up with this, and then he got bananaed again. That's what he calls it. I don't know if it's like something that Under the Desk News
That's
page.
Made up. I've been on TikTok for 3 years. The whole time it's been around, I've never heard that from anyone.
He calls it that. He gets bananaed. I don't know. Well, now I watched some different prepper news. That one guy, Marfugel News, he's got some different resources. He was talking about their cyber attacks happening, like, you know, they're already happening, and it's kind of just back and forth. You know, we're hitting them, they're hitting us, and then we talked about Friday night or Saturday night. I'm still kind of trying to remember. Buzzard Life Commander, he said that there's the latent malware, and then I heard that reconfirmed on some other news sites, commentation sites for prepping, and they were talking about. I see it all over bananaed. Okay, but they were talking about.
You're just collaborating in the making up of the words. That's all I'm going to leave out of that.
I picked it up, messing with Prepper Nation, and then it became a habit out of nowhere. But yeah, what happened? So many years ago, they hacked in and just into like all kinds of stuff. Our utility companies, like all kinds of different things, and they left this latent malware that it's just waiting for somebody to flip the switch, and then it's going to start bringing stuff crashing down. And
they've been planning that forever.
Yeah,
forever.
So it's kind of like the nuclear.
It has to happen for. For what they want to build back, they need to tear down first. So think about Build Back Better, just even in itself. We need to tear things down in order to build them back. And the World Economic Forum has the whole plan on there. So we know they're gonna tear everything down. We're gonna switch over to digital currency, which is what they're doing over in Australia already. They're taking out the ATMs, and they're trying to switch everyone over to crypto as we speak. And what we've learned since the beginning of the pandemic is that whatever happens over in these other countries, they try to implement here next.
Yeah.
Canada went first, and then I suspect that we were meant to be after. But people have been shouting from the rooftops all of these things that have been coming out. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we're going to back off of the masks. We're going to back off of everything. And let's Russia, until we figure out what's going on and what we can do next. So I think it's part of the plan.
Now, if y'all can't see me, I'm just sharing this out a little, trying to help get our score back up. But one of the things that they were talking about on that Marfugel site, now I know that sounds like a wild, story, a wild name for a news site, but I mean, he's been surprisingly accurate, along with Canadian Prepper. Canadian Prepper, he's kind of like me. He's like he tries to keep, a lot of the politics out of it, so he can basically just focus on what's really happening and getting people prepared. And so he actually called the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and everybody was saying this wasn't going to happen. And he had talked to people on the ground saying this is fixing to happen. And when it happened, I was like, that dude was right. So he was talking about how these cyber attacks, it's kind of like you got your nuclear button. Well, you've got the button. Yeah, Chris, my Kraken, says Marfugel has been on point from day one on his channel. So it's good to see we got a fellow food.
So has Anomaly. Now, this isn't like a survival person, but Anomaly has been correct since the beginning of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he actually has dreams and things like me, and he doesn't say it, but his website is actually dreamrare.com. Mm-hmm. So that makes me a little suspicious of it, but he has been on freaking point the whole time.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I knew something was coming, but I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting Russia to invade Ukraine, but you get this, I don't know if it's a sixth sense that God puts in us, but you get this idea that something was coming. And Canadian Preparedness was talking about how the MREs were just like the Red Cross was trying to just like get MREs like crazy. They were trying to get them like.
I did see something about that.
Yeah, they were. Hey, Chris, good to see you, bud. I think that's my nephew. They were good to see the home team supporting us. Thank y'all. And then getting back to the point, he was saying like right before it all happened, something's fixing to happen. But it was when the trucker rally was going on up in Canada. He was saying, hey, they're willing to pay, they're wanting to see what can they do now to get it. They were sourcing from people as small as his business for MREs. And then this happened, and it kind of just made sense. The Red Cross is going to have to be in play over there with all these refugees pouring out. So they needed that food then.
Were they requesting the MREs before any of this popped off?
Like a week before, days before it happened, he brought this up. He said, something's fixing to happen, and I don't know why they're wanting it. He said, I don't even think it's got anything to do with the trucker rally, And so he brought that up. Well, then, when all this kicked off, I have a follower on TikTok, French guy Gene. He's from France. He's like part of the police force over there. He does a lot of he knows a lot about prepping, and he does gun training, firearms training over there for the police force. And I'm not sure what city it's in. Well, he's part of either UN or NATO reserve forces. So they were calling them over to the border to, I guess, basically help the refugees. So people are not thinking about, like, they knew something was coming because they were getting ready for the refugees. So now all we hear is cyber attack. And then these guys are saying, well, this is just like a nuclear, the nuclear button. You know, they're all just sitting there like, we're going to hit this. But now they're saying,
Well, yeah,
there could be.
We saw that coming because Biden. We knew that they had to put someone in the office that was weak to give our country a very poor look. Exactly. So when you're weak, the wolves come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. They wanted to have that illusion of America's weak, and then the wolves are coming.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I'm sorry, Nowhere Ranch.
No, we do see you nowhere.
We get talking and we. Yeah, now you're right. We have seen socioeconomic government shift, and we've seen it's like every century we've seen this now for the last 300 to 400 years, and it's progressively we're seeing technology grow now. But yeah, we've seen this in the 1900s, and you know, fascism was like a thing back then, and people don't realize that FDR had sent people over to look at what Hitler was doing before they ended up having to go to war, you know, or I believe it was FDR. But they were like, you know, we want to see what's happening. And it's crazy how it all ended, how things end up going, because then they were against each other, fight, you know, Axis versus Allies. And there's all kinds of crazy things, you know, but war has a tendency to make.
It repeats itself.
Yeah.
I think something that a lot of preppers have in common is that they're history people. I don't know if I could speak for the rest of you, but I pay attention to history. I've always loved history as a subject. And some people just aren't interested in that kind of thing. But when you are, you start to notice that history repeats itself over and over. The different element this time is technology. It absolutely is the technological element this time. The fact that we're all connected and we can all speak to each other like the way that we do, it doesn't surprise me that they would start saying, like, you know, we're going to have a power grid down situation, because they don't want us to communicate with each other. They don't want everybody to have all the information. It's moves and counter moves. And when you think of it that way, it's like it makes sense what they're going to do.
Nowhere Ranch is talking about this every fourth generation, and that's something I've seen myself. It's been talked about by a lot of leaders. Yeah, I mean you see that cyclic change. They say in America there's like the 80-year turnover, and so what you see is like every 80 years we have a war. We had Revolutionary War. 80 years later, we got Civil War. 80 years later, we have World War II. Now 80 years. Hey, Harley, it's good to see you. Hey, Miss Jean, good to see you too.
Hey, Harley.
We've got Hookah 13 and Shiny House over here on Clapper. We've got
Hey, Hookah.
We've got Yellow Cake, his Ricochet on YouTube, and Daryl Bradwell, Libertarian Raccoon, and my cousin Elaine over here on House. So we've got a full house. I mean, this is it's good to have all our friends in here. Hey, we're glad to have y'all on here.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
The fourth turn.
While we have our friends here,
yeah.
I want to say thank you for the nomination for Clapper Creator of the Year, because I made it into the category. So you guys can all vote for me.
There you go.
You could all vote for me, please, in the Savage Award games.
I got nominated for some. I don't know what it was. Have you heard anything?
Did you get a message?
I got a message, and he said, and I never got a message back. My DMs have been, the other day, Vienna messaged me about something, and she was like, and I was like, I think I've only got like half of this conversation. So I deleted the app and re-uploaded it for like the 100th millionth time, and I don't know what's.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so who knows? He asked me.
I've been on vacation.
Yeah.
From social media, so I came into the game late, and I was nominated, I believe, by you. I nominated you, and then you nominated me. And
that's what it was.
I got a message saying that I had to pick what category that I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
And then you have to make a 90-second video that is like accepting the award, and you need to make a 30-second one of you like waiting for the award.
See, I never got those follow-ups.
Behind the scenes funny stuff.
I never got those follow-ups. I might say best live host. Who knows? I'm doing like 6 apps at once. I don't know anybody else on Clapper doing. I think it might be 7. I don't know. Who knows?
There are some spots that are still available. I think there's probably 10 spots right now. If you message Frankie, you can probably get in. I think that you're already in, but you just never messaged him in time.
I messaged him back, and I've messaged him on Telegram. I've messaged him on Clapper. I hate to change the subject, but one thing that was on my mind now, Yellow Cake and Daryl Bradwell started talking about how, the Lord gives us intuition. And we both believe that firmly. We believe the Lord has brought a number of us in the preparedness community together on all these apps, and it's working. We're building a network, and I keep finding people wanting to build a network, and we're in the midst of building it, cross apps, with our websites and everything. But, I believe God brought that together. And there, Yellow Cake was talking about revelations. Now, here's the thing about the technology, and I don't know if everybody in here is a Christian, but I'm a minister, and I've studied Revelations heavily over the years. It was like the thing that caused me to give my heart to Christ. I got to reading the Left Behind series, and I'm like, I don't want to live through that. But that being said,
the first book everybody reads.
Yeah, but I love Revelations. It's just so full of different things that really make you think. But the 2 witnesses, and I always go back to this. These 2 witnesses, it talks about them being basically executed before the world, and the world is celebrating sending each other gifts. And I look at what we're doing on Clapper and TikTok and Facebook now. I'm talking to French guy Gene over in France. I'm talking to Kevin May in Australia. Him and Kimmy both. A number of people in the UK. I think
about that often too.
So we've had the ability to call people, but we've never had the ability to just be a society at once. And we've never had that communication ability till now. Like, I can literally, let's say Suburban Urban Prep was from North Korea. Somehow he's getting that signal out. Me and him, hey, Carla Jean, good to see you, girl. Me and him we're able to talk. You're not from North Korea, are you? But
no, I'm not.
I'm not going to ask you to disclose your location.
Don't say anything.
Don't tell nobody.
I plead the 5th.
They'll kill you. But no, one of the things about it is, they're talking about live streaming now I can't say this for sure.
In the Bible.
But it almost, it sounds like it's describing live streaming. And then you think, we've all had to discover how to send one another these different packages over the internet. And so we go into UK Amazon, we go to Australian Amazon, we go through Alibaba, if you got friends in Russia, because they're real big on Alibaba, AliExpress, different things. And you're like, they were giving gifts to each other around the world and celebrating the death of these witnesses. And then they all watch them rise from the dead and raise back up. Did somebody just send a gift? I thought somebody. Carla Jean.
They did.
Thank you. Let me write you down, put you in the running for the.
Dennis, can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's 2 books, that they're pertain to the subject. One is by Dr. David Jeremiah. You've heard of him.
Yes, sir.
It's called The Book of Signs.
Yeah.
And then there's another one by Jimmy Evans called The Tipping Point. If you read those 2 books or whatever, it's hitting right in line what's going on now. Right on line. I have plenty of books at home, but these are when I started getting into reading again, and I read these 2 books, I guarantee it that really just opened it up for me.
Oh yeah,
right there, and it took off from there.
And you're naming 2 men. You listen to a lot of Moody Radio.
No, not really, not much.
I hear them guys when I do listen to Moody. I hear those guys advertise all the time. So I when you're naming them off, I've heard of them. Plus on YouTube, and so they're well known. The Tipping Point. I've heard of the Tipping Point, And the one about the signs, you say David Jeremiah?
Yeah, the book of signs.
I believe I've heard of that one too.
I can write that down.
And when you look into Revelations, now everybody says, well, I've been hearing that all my life, but you've never seen the signs line up. You've never seen the signs line up like you do now. I mean, literally in the 40s, we had an Israelite nation formed, and that was one of the things. Now, also, I've heard another minister talk about how, the word would have to be spread Jesus would have to be preached from north, south, east, and west. And they were saying, or no, it was here. This is what it was. I'm mixed up. It said that those of Israel will be returning from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And they were currently returning through Project Eagle Wings to Israel from the north, from the south, and from the east, but they weren't coming from the west. And when I heard that, and that being scripturally based, I was thinking something's going to happen in the West. Something's going to happen in America, and we are seeing the fourth turning happening. We're seeing a societal shift in culture. We possibly may see the West fully collapse. We even see the UN encouraging that by a lot of what they said. And this is not me saying anything against anybody, but they said they want to use populations from smaller countries to overwhelm the voting blocks in the West so that they'll collapse and they can bring us all together because we're kind of in their way. And
I dreamed about the one world religion thing. I definitely had a dream about that.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that Christians seem to argue about is the temple is supposed to be rebuilt, right? Mm-hmm. And then I heard someone talk about it this way, and it made sense to me. Now, the temple's it's not technically built, right? It's not a physical building. But if you think of it this way, there are so many Christians that are now connecting with each other in a church like we are right now, connecting with each other through the internet, that there is a new church, a new temple that is being built right now before our eyes. And they made me really think about that, because a lot of people are like, we can't be in Revelations because the temple is not built. But if you think about it in a way of the church is being built in a different way, but it's a new church is forming, that could symbolize the temple being built. Mm-hmm. And it really made me think. It really makes me think.
Yeah.
It could be.
Now, the physical temple, they have the blocks numbered. They have the ephods for the priests. They have everything in place, numbered to put together. But where they currently believe it should be is where the Dome of the Rock is. And if they were to try to do anything to that, there would be like a holy war. I mean, we would have, Muslims leaving our country. They would all go over there just to fight and keep that Dome of the Rock. So they've not ever tried to destroy it. But here's what I look at. Now, we read about in Ezekiel about the countries from the north, and they're naming Russia and Iraq and Iran, a number of these countries. And when you're reading that scripture, and this is why I keep saying something's going to have to happen in the West. Some kind of societal collapse is going to push the Israelites, the Jews, back to Israel. They're going to start fleeing. When I watched Doomsday Preppers, there was a Jew that was prepping, and he said if something ever happened in America, he would have to leave because of the anti-Semitism that does happen in our country. And in a lot of the Western regions. So what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. So how are we going to tie this into Ezekiel? All right. So you see all these countries that are coming from the north. Russia's one of them. And they're coming to attack Israel. And Israel is overwhelmed. And then it shows the nations that are asking, it shows Nineveh and her young lions. Now, a lot of people are thinking Jonah's Nineveh. But what they're saying is the term used here when I studied into it was referring to Spain, which was the only known European, the main known European country to them right at that point. And And what it was they were talking about Nineveh and their young lions. They were basically encompassing all of Europe as Nineveh, and her young lions were going to be like the settlements of America and Canada, and Australia and South Africa, places part of the British Empire. And what they said, what they did in the scripture, basically Nineveh and her young lions, they asked basically, what are y'all doing? Now, when has there ever been a time when America would not rush to the aid? I'm talking guns a-blazing, fighters, if Russia was to try and invade Israel. So now we're seeing Russia is invading Ukraine. They're worried, would it potentially invade Poland? Who else will join them? Because we have a whole nother economic bloc built around Russia, China, and Iran, and India. And so we see it coming into play. So what happens in that scripture is fire and brimstone miraculously rain down and destroy the enemies. Okay? So we're still tying this into the temple. Okay? So
I had a dream that I was in the fire with Jesus and he was burning the homes of the wicked, so that makes sense too.
See? And so what happened, what I'm saying may happen, this is what may happen. This may happen prior to, if you believe in the rapture, prior to tribulation. Fire and brimstone's raining down, taking down the enemy miraculously of Israel as it's coming from the north. You know, Russia's leading them. Okay? It destroys the Dome of the Rock. And then there is the supposed place where the temple is to be built, free to be built on. So then they begin to rebuild it with the, now this is all assumption, this is all things that Jesus is coming to burn my ranch down. Oh Lord, hopefully not.
Oh man.
But then I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this here, and I'm thinking, how would all this play in together? One world order, one world ruler, one world religion. Rebuild the temple. Hey, they're wanting unity. Let's rebuild this temple with add-ons for different religions, including Islam. And then they begin to, it talks about the desecration of the Antichrist when he goes midway in and proclaims himself the Savior. Hey, thanks, Nick. I'm gonna give Nick a follow. This is my friend, my son's friend, Nick. He's got a pretty big YouTube following, actually, for a 13-year-old.
Brandon's about to be famous, so let everybody know.
Yeah, if Braden gets on that show, he'll have probably more followers than any of us thought about having it. If he gets on there and wins.
I'm so used to saying Brandon that I didn't say Braden, but it's Braden. I'm wrong.
So we're looking at the shift right now. What we're seeing, it could be. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to never tell you when that the rapture's happening at this point, tribulation's starting at this point, because I don't know. Nobody knows the hour. Nobody knows the time.
Nobody knows that.
And I'm not claiming.
Listen to prophets that say that they have exact dates for things because the devil tries to trick you by giving you specific dates.
Yeah.
So never put out a specific date for anything. If you are prophetic, if you have dreams like I do, don't put out specific dates, because I've seen people get tricked over and over and over by the devil to try to put out a specific date.
Hey, we got 11 coming through Haps right now. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. It just shocked me. Dome Rock was about it. Now, Dome Rock is the Islamic temple. I'm sorry, Danny. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It just surprised me. I looked up. Now we got 12 on there. This thing's going wild. So, rapture happened. I'll be here holding down my home till I meet them again. There you go. The Georgia Guidestones. All right. Now I've heard a lot about it. I've heard talk about the scenario that they're talking about. So many people need to die for the world to continue to sustain. Does anybody? I don't know everything about the Georgia Guidestones. I just know they basically say like half the population needs to die.
Yeah, essentially what it is the Georgia Guidestones were enacted. They were put up by an anonymous person And what it does is there are several stones, and they're all written in different languages.
Hey, Papa.
And it is the instructions for the world to keep the world population under
500 million.
5 million people or whatever it is. There are rules. It's a list of rules for humanity. And no one knows who put this thing up. There's a lot of speculation on who put it up, but nobody really knows.
I think it's Illuminati or aliens.
Oh, yeah.
I just scratched the scab off while I was doing that. I wished I wouldn't have. Lord help me. We better not get talking about aliens. Y'all know what happens when we get talking about aliens. Tom comes in and we get banned or something. Lord. We was talking about flat earth and I almost lost my whole ability to go live. So we got to be very careful.
No one has convinced me of flat earth yet.
Papa,
I yet to see accurate evidence to convince me 100% that flat earth is real.
Okay, now it's their rule number one. It would be like keep saying Twain, and the rest would have to go. I believe George Bush Sr. That's him. Read my lips. I made these guidestones. Hillary did it.
I think they were put back in 1980, weren't they?
No, that's when they were made.
I think they're more current than that.
Somebody said Ted Turner.
Can somebody else look up the year or the Georgia Guidestones for us?
Job spoke of the circle of the earth. So we're going. Here we go. We're going into Lord help us. We're going into flat earth. You know, I understand.
I am not against flat earthers. I just haven't seen enough evidence myself, and I have watched a lot of evidence. I haven't found anything that convinces me.
No, we're risking 100%. Getting banned right now, folks, but we're going to talk about this. I like the conspiracy stories. You're fine, James. I like the stories. I like stories about.
Flat earth get you banned?
It got me banned last time. I don't know, right when we were talking about flat earth and hollow earth. And, oh, crap, where'd y'all go? No, y'all, we didn't get banned. But, no, they, no, I lost it. And everybody's like, what happened? It was the flat earth, wasn't it? Or it was a hollow earth talk, wasn't it? It's talk because we was talking about aliens. Everybody's trying to guess what it was, but it was
We're going to start talking about the Anunnaki and, we're going to get
lizard folks, here today. Aliens. Where's Tom when you need him? Somebody go find Tom. Yeah. Lord help. Yeah. Now he's met the real man in black. Now he's told me some stuff. Then he sent me them little white paper towels that are like certs. And boy, he saved my life because I was out there in the middle of the woods. Coyotes was howling one night, and that's all I had. And I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you. But he has confirmed mine and your suspicions that the aliens really are fallen angels. And I heard something.
I told you.
See? And I heard something today. And I'm not going to get into it because it's way too complicated. But you should Google the distance across Earth. Okay, so let's talk about this. I understand why people question it because all the time we're finding science that has been. Well, when I tell my stories, I get banned. Papa the Christ. Oh, Lord. All the time science is being either disproven in some way or come back and reevaluated, and then we see the misinformation of the media, and these people have not seen it themselves. They've not been to space and seen the Earth from space, and I can't say that I have either, except that one time that I barely remember. I barely remember when they abducted me. I got a scar right here. I don't know what they put in me, but they've been tracking me. See it? No, that's actually when a horse ran me into the tree and tore a big chunk off my arm. But, I thought she said something. Break faith. But why couldn't anyone recognize Jesus without Judas?
You can turn that one off, yeah.
I'm not sure. Elementary science. And this is my thing. Here's my thing, Noah Wrench. I believe, like you believe, I believe in the Earth is round. But the only reason that we know about this is because it was put into a book.
No.
Y'all understand? It's the same argument that evolutionists and scientists have against the Bible. Like, it was just something in a book. How do you know it's true? And I'm sitting there thinking, I believe the world is round. Don't get me wrong.
Stop it.
I believe the world is round. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe it's flat. Now I don't got nothing against the person that does though. Okay. Okay, let the dog out.
I think my husband might start believing that it's flat because his TikTok algorithm is showing him nothing but flat Earth.
Tell him don't give in, just watch the entertainment. I mean, I like it. Okay, Shiny House said there's a little alien running up and down the hall behind you. I seen it. Oh, that's probably West. He done got a big old head. But that's hereditary. I mean, he gets that honest. Here's one temple shaped like a dome as well. Okay, now see, Daryl, Libertarian Raccoon over here, Status Shock, he believes the Earth is flat and that there are reptilian people.
Really?
So
I know there's reptilian people. I do believe that. They're depicted on cave walls in every culture across the earth. You'd be dumb to think that they just drew that for no reason.
Shroud of Turin. I'm trying to make sure I don't. Who are they saying Judas was a shape-shifting alien? Had a dog that always went outside. One day I went to drag him out and he would
They
not
come from the ocean.
come from the ocean. Shroud of Turin.
Or underground.
I wonder what happens. You go to the edge of flat Earth, probably spawn on the other side like Pac-Man. There you go, Nick. There you go, buddy. Look, here's my thing. If you want to believe that, you can believe it. I believe what I believe. I believe in people, and no matter how do I always say it. I may not believe like you believe, but I believe in you. So if you believe flat Earth, hey, we're still cool. If you believe in
still cool.
round Earth,
I'm not going to judge you.
I believe. If you believe in Islam, well, I'm Christian, but that don't got nothing to do with us being friends. I don't care what nobody says. If you're homosexual, hey, and I'm hetero, hey, we still be friends. I got a lot of friends that are mixed up in all kinds of different sexualities. Hey, they do what they do. I do what I do. I'm hetero. I got this hot blonde woman over here and 3 little blonde children that she gave me. And then now I got a blonde dog, but that didn't. We traded the shotgun for him, and he's doing pretty good. I'm gonna tell you, he ain't pooped in the floor lately, and he ain't feeding the floor. I think he's kind of getting it.
You got a new dog?
Oh, this old man, he heard us. He's coming. Yeah, we got a new dog.
Oh, this old man.
He has come in on Clapper.
Come on over to TikTok. We're going to talk reptilians and Anunnaki and all kinds of flat Earth crap.
Hey,
trying to get Dennis banned. I'm just
trying to get me banned. Trying to get rid of my show.
Someone had to report your live. I think someone reported your live.
They were muting trolls. And what happens when you mute a troll? They just get mad and they false report you. So I just started blocking them.
That's true. That's why you gotta block them. You don't mute them, block them.
Okay, old man, at the risk of getting completely shut down by the CIA, FBI, Men in Black, come to TikTok on your TikTok account. We got one more space open on our discussion board.
One more spot.
Come over to TikTok, and we want to bring you on live here with us, and we'll start talking. We're going to talk some alien talk. He said, okay, he's coming, folks. He's coming from Clapper. If you're just now joining the stream through Haps, through Clapper, through TikTok, this old man, the man, the legend, we call him Tom. It's an acronym.
Really?
What are you doing, man? He's dancing back there. The aliens back, y'all. He's coming in. He has met the real Men in Black.
Daddy, bring in the dog on the camera.
Well, the dog's outside using the bathroom right now.
Bring it on.
Hey, we're real live here, folks. Oh, yeah, go get y'all ready, wise, while we're waiting on Tom. He was a ship's navigator.
Really?
Braden, quit trying to pull people off my life. That's my son. Who was a ship? Boy! My old kid's trying to interrupt.
The guy in the Navy with who says that the Earth is shaped like a bowl. He was the ship's navigator. Now, I'm likened to believe a ship's navigator. I'm still not convinced though. Someone has to send me some solid evidence.
I want to go to space, y'all. So this is why I don't know about no flat Earth. If I like it out of here or not, I want to be like Firefly, and I want to be like that cowboy space cowboy, like old Mal was on there. I done got a gun. I'm gonna carry up there with me. I got that 1911.
My husband just said, "Why does the moon ring like a bell?"
Don't worry, Ranch is leaving. I'll come back when you get back to prep. This is prep. We're prepping for the alien invasion.
I'll bring that one up with this old man then. I think that one went over your head.
Now this old man is a prepper from way back. He's about 70 something, and is he in here yet?
I think he's in his 60s.
Yeah, he's in his 70s. No, he's in his 70s.
Really?
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
It's hollow, yeah. See this Papa in the comments here. He knows what I'm talking about.
Well, now I can see that from the scripture about the bowels of the earth, but I don't know. We don't really know what's down there, y'all. We don't know what's down there.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in now, we didn't have one of them pop out because we're not doing prep. We did prep in the beginning, so you can watch the recap on YouTube. We got some folks already coming through YouTube, so you can go back and watch the recap.
Are all the other planets real?
Oh Lord, Jesus help us. We going off the wall here.
Look at NASA. If there's all this space junk and satellites everywhere, then how do those pictures of the Earth not have space junk and satellites everywhere? I want that answer for one.
They edit them out just like they edit the zits off people's faces at the portrait studio. They can do anything with a picture.
It's CGI. It's edited with CGI. All of the space stuff is edited
Am I froze?
with CGI.
Am I still froze? They saying I'm froze on Clapper. Yeah, Shiny House is saying Tom is in his 70s. He's in his 70s. Hey, did you get me some Chinese too?
No.
What did you get me?
Yeah, she got you 2 plates.
She didn't give me no Chinese.
Here would be my question though. If let's just say the sun would give off a solar flare, big ones like the Carrington event back in the 1800s. What if they would hit the satellites and then all those satellites either go out of orbit or something like that, or start plunging into Earth? Then what?
Well, I don't know. Would they burn up fast enough? I mean, that was
my first thought.
Yeah, if they burned up fast enough, I don't think we'd have to worry about anything. But
I breed them.
at the same time,
Did I get the right kid?
yeah, that's Braden. Braden's the oldest
Yeah,
one.
I thought so.
Now,
I forgot how many kids you have running around back there.
so Bibles back. The red stripes on their logo is the serpent tongue. Okay. Huh.
Interesting.
We'll see you, James. Good to see you, bud. Hey.
And we know that NASA was involved with the
Romax,
Nazis during World War II.
Now say it again now.
We know that NASA was involved with the Nazis during World War II.
Yeah, Von
They
Braun.
dismissed all the scientists.
Von Braun came
When
in.
they dismissed all the scientists came over here and started working for NASA.
Yeah, Warner Von Braun. That's the whole thing in Huntsville. Warner Von Braun is like they got the Von Braun Center down there and all that because of NASA. So we got Gromex and Woodcock's come in over here. Gromex says he sees us on both. So he must be watching TikTok and everything. Paperclip. Uh-oh.
Project Paperclip.
Okay, now.
Project Bluebeam is a good TV show if anyone wants to watch Project Bluebeam on, what is it, on Peacock? I think it's on the Peacock app.
Come on. Okay, so Yellow Cake's heading out. Now, Daryl is saying that the reason he believes the Earth is flat is I don't believe humans have been to space or the moon. And
I agree.
man, y'all are crashing all my dreams around because I remember watching that thing where the moon had like a settlements all. I've been watching Lost in Space and
Okay, Dennis, did you see the interviews with the astronauts after they supposedly came back from the moon?
I've seen a few.
They look traumatized. You would think you'd be so happy, right? Like, you would be happier. You're on top of the world, right? You just came back from the moon, and now you are announcing it to the entire world. And you would think that they would look happy and excited. They look traumatized. They looked like something went wrong.
I think, this phone's about dead. I think I know what happened over here. I gotta plug it in. It's down to nothing. Crap. That's what happens when you're running 3 phones at once, trying to keep 6 apps going. Lord help us. Come on now. There we go. We got some power. We got like...
See, I have some people in the comments agreeing with me. They never made it there.
Well, I'm not saying they didn't or they did. I just hope that. I like the whole idea of space. Man, we got 20 people through House, 37 through Clapper, and 16 on TikTok. Heck for. Well,
if they did make it, the theory is that they saw something up there that absolutely scared the tar out of them, and they didn't want to talk about it.
Hey, Blue Duck, good to see you.
You've got to watch the interviews of when they come back. You have to watch how traumatized they are.
Did you watch that movie? I can't remember. It was like an Apollo movie or something, and they were like going on a secret rescue mission, and they get up there and there's this stuff crawling out of the craters on the moon. It's like, I don't remember if it's spider, like giant space-looking spider things. It was crazy. But yeah,
I missed that one.
It was a while back. I think it had Owen Wilson in it. I'm not sure. So I mean, I watched it. You know, when you're on night shift and you're up, when you're on your off days, you're up, and you're just watching whatever's over there to watch. And that was one of them ones I watched. But it was actually all right. Woodcock sees me from all angles. So here's my thing. I question it. Did they go to the moon? Didn't they? I don't know. Maybe they did. Why don't we go back? Some people say it's because we've lost the technology, and that was kind of a precursor to now where we see people came back. They came back aliens. Oh, Lord, Shiny, I said they come back aliens. So it was kind of precursor. Now we see so many industries losing knowledge because they were made to lie their entire life. Okay. Content creators. Okay, there you go, Nick. That's good, man. And heck, I'll come over and do some videos with you once you get that farm going.
Yeah, you're going to be a farm content creator. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank
you. Please encourage people to grow food.
Yeah, that's Danny's thing, is growing food. So, Papa Craftsman, they lost the technology to build the boosters because they were handcrafted, and those men, hey, Doomsday Podcast, good to see, those men did not pass that craft on to an apprentice. So they lost the technology for those boosters. And then the whole big the what? Oh, you said hey, y'all know the big crawler that carries the shuttles and the rockets out there? They have to keep that maintained because they've forgot how it was made. They've admitted this.
That. I think that's a bunch of malarkey.
Well, you gotta think. This was like early days of the computer. They didn't have the ability to just sit there and upload and scan these schematics and put them into a computer somewhere and store them like we do now. So I think they're saying they lost a lot of the blueprints plus the skill that was used, because this was like stuff that was it wasn't like, how would you say, it wasn't production made. Like it was like that was the only one they made of it, and they don't remember how they made it. So like they're like Damascus steel, real Damascus steel. They lost how to make that. What was it? That fire.
That's true.
Was it Greek or Roman fire? I can't remember the name of it, but they lost the ability to make that. You look at the Library of Alexandria where it burned down. We lost so much knowledge, and we don't know what technology we've had prior. We don't know. We could have had more.
I think all the technology's been here the whole time. It's all been here the whole time. It says in the Bible, there's nothing on earth that hasn't been here before.
Yeah. So who knows what they were doing? Nowhere Ranch is back. They come back to the conversation. They couldn't get away. We're not talking about prep yet.
I think it's really about our knowledge of it, whether or not they let us know about it. Because, how many times do you see something from a really old book and you're like, wow, that was completely changed?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you look at Rome, and we've talked about Rome before, now the centurions were basically like high-level engineers. The Roman centurions. They were the ones that went into these places and built the aqueducts and built used the different technology. They lost that ability. They were people. They're still using it. They to this day in a lot of those towns. Hey, Tic Tac, good to see you, bud. Hey, Sean, good to see you. They lost the ability to recreate it though in the generations afterwards. So you think about it, there was even like a certain surgical steel that one of the doctors had in Rome that got lost until now we've come up with our own surgical steel. So when societies collapse, technology's lost, and then also information, news, recordings. So you think about technologies prior to us, like they find these things in rocks. They find things that they say was batteries. They find things that they say might have been computing devices. They find all these things and they say, well, that's never happened before. Then we see things on like Mars. You see the faces on Mars. Is that maybe when a prior civilization got there and we don't know about it? I don't know what happened before Noah other than what Genesis tells me. I don't know what else happened. Anything could happen.
We don't know anything because we're in our 30s and everyone on Earth is under 100 years old. We know nothing. We know nothing.
30,
we know
36.
What everybody else knows, and that's it.
So I'm going to be 37 in April. I've only got 37 years of knowledge. My grandmother is, how old's Granny Bunch now, Jess? About 87? I think she's 87. I lost track after 83. It just always bleeds.
Ask her if she was taught flat Earth in school, because some people are talking about the older generation was taught that in school.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I saw a video of this old lady. She was in her 90s, and she said when we were in school, they taught us that we had a flat Earth.
Well, what about the my whole thing with that, what about the Christopher Columbus statues that have been there, that they're tearing down, that have been there for, all this time? I mean, did they just like, hey, we're going to say Christopher Columbus discovered the world was round? I mean, that's when I get to really like, there are some things that really like, hey, now this right here, we know this has been here. But
I don't know about that, but I'm going to say this.
Shady has to say, yeah, the cigarettes are good for you.
Christopher Columbus had nothing to do with discovering America. It was the Vikings that first discovered America, and they found the forensic evidence to prove it.
Yeah.
And yet our society still hasn't switched over to the right story.
Yeah, and Americo Vespucci came over before, There's even talk of different nations, like even they're saying that some of the old Chinese dynasties that ruled in China made it over here. They're saying there was, I think they were saying that the Romans made it up. Nobody really knows. In all reality, I mean, we got maps that show
We have no idea.
Continents closer to us that look like Antarctica. We don't know. And that's why I say I can understand why they question, because in all reality, that we don't really know. Everything's a leap of faith. Even those that believe in evolution, they got faith too.
Doomsday got a good question there. What is the benefit of convincing us that Earth is round? Let's ponder that for a second.
Okay, Doomsday, tell us. I know.
What is the benefit of the Earth being round? Well, I mean, they could hide a lot more on us, right?
Hey, Spongy Monkey, good to see you, bud. You go ahead.
If there really is an ice wall somewhere and there's something on the other side of that ice wall, we would never even know it's there. So that's one thing.
Doomsday,
because of the curve.
you've got us wondering the answer to your question. I know you got something, or you wouldn't have brought it up.
He might just be. He might just throw that out there for us to contemplate.
Ain't gonna mess
I am
with us.
contemplating.
I'm-
That made me think a little bit. What is the advantage? Well, I mean, the advantage is if NASA's not really taking pictures of outer space and they're just convincing you of a whole bunch of stuff, that's a
Messing
good money
with us on
funnel,
the show.
right? They're
Messing
getting
with us.
lots of money by the whole space thing.
Gromex is saying he's closer to believing hollow earth over flat earth. Look, I'm old school. I believe in a good old school version of a flat of a round earth. I don't know if I believe in aliens. I believe there's some, and here's this for you, Doomsday Podcast. If let's say it was flat and they was wanting to convince us we're an orb floating around in space, and the rapture happens and millions of people disappear, all the kids disappear, okay, and then that was said in the Bible. What they gonna say? Oh, hey, that was aliens. But there you go. That they have the perfect excuse to say, hey, and they've been planning this for centuries. The devil, his minions, everybody, how to get everybody to not believe in the rapture and believe, oh, this is aliens. Them Christians, they're collaborators. We got to take them down. Now, that's just me saying it. Do I believe it? I don't know. I believe in a good old fashioned round earth.
Sure yet. It's just flying out of my mouth. I'm not sure if I believe it yet.
No, don't put that on. Don't you put that on me, Danny. Don't you put that on me.
Well, I want to bring something up, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I've definitely seen this. At the bottom of the ocean, when you go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, did you know that they found another layer of water that they can't penetrate through?
I think I briefly seen something like that with
there are lakes.
What was that?
At the bottom of the ocean.
The Megalodon?
Like dark water.
The Megalodon, wasn't that something like what was keeping the Megalodon down in there, and they passed through and the Meg got out? That movie, Jason Statham.
All I know is I've definitely seen a documentary that had this lake that was at the bottom of the ocean, and when they tried to get the little probe machine through it, it would just bounce off of it, and the lake would actually ripple like water and everything else, and they couldn't get through it.
Now, Yellow Cake, he's bringing this up. Let's stay away from the dark water. I remember that cartoon, The Pirates of Dark Water. You got to stay away from that stuff. Them old monkey birds. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. Now Yellow Cake's...
people have been dreaming about black water, too.
I thought she was about to tell me people been dreaming about monkey birds. I'm like, oh, Lord. Freaking Wizard of Oz, they're coming for us. Jessica's over. I was thinking Wizard of Oz, too. Yellow, that's why I married that woman. She's got a lot of thought like me. Yellow Cake, he's saying God's building block is an atom. It's round. Is it round or flat? So... and that's kind of where I'm thinking. The atom is round. It's intelligent design. We see that in the cell. The cell shows intelligent design. It's more like a machine. It's got irreversible complexity in it. The cilia has got like what is it? It's got these. It's the cilia is the whip.
Like fibers.
Well, it's got the whip. Yeah. The cilia it's got motor proteins and microtubules, and those motor proteins cause it's like a hydraulic system, basically. Hey, Kimmy, good to see you, girl. This is one of my supporters from Clapper, Kimmy. Y'all give her a hand, give her a follow. We thank you, Kimmy, for coming in, showing some support. But what you look at, you're seeing it's like a mousetrap, a basic mousetrap. You take any part away from the mousetrap, it doesn't function. The spring, the catch, the bar, the base plate, it needs all of it. Hey, thank you, Kim. You're in the running for a shirt. We may be able to send one of these here to Australia. Kimmy's always coming in, throwing us gifts. Kimmy. Let's see what Kimmy 13. But you think about that. That shows design. It shows, and one of the things that Darwin himself brought up was this. He said he basically on his deathbed he wished that the question of creation had never come up. He denounced evolution, but he said it would be disproved if there was an organism found that was so complex that it could not have, attained that through evolution, through progression. You think about that. And the cell, everybody's like a simple single cell organism. They made that term up before they even knew how complicated a cell was. And so then you look, a simple single cell organism is not that simple because a cell itself is so complex and has so many moving parts. It's like a factory. So there's never been anything simple about a cell. You go ahead.
But he was talking about atoms though. And I find it very, very ironic that God chose the word atom for Adam, and then there's the atom. And to me, it's exactly the same thing. It's like this concept of creation, this concept of something new coming into creation.
Let's think about that now, because we're looking at, are those terms connected in what, their origin? Did they come up with? Did they name it atom? And did that term string away from Adam in English at some point? Because we do remember that what is it that the scripture was originally wrote in Hebrew, Chaldean, and Greek. So are those words? And now my question on that: are those words connected somehow in Latin and Greek? Are they connected? Do they have a similar? Did we name that because of the name that we draw Adam from in English?
It's possible, but you have to think, like, we didn't really discover atoms until kind of fairly recently. Mm-hmm. So it would be very easy for them in English terms to say, okay, well, that's an atom. Well, you know what I mean? Like, that's...
Somebody Google where the term atom come from. And hey, Riley, good to see you. Because there may be, like you're saying, there may be Adam and Eve had belly buttons. I don't know if they did or didn't. They wasn't born. They wasn't born, did they? I don't know. They didn't have umbilical cords.
If you start looking at mycorrhizal fungi, which is the fungus network system that grows on the ground and stuff, and the fact that, like, Adam and Eve were made from the dirt, Adam was made from the dirt, it's very interesting if you start to think about it.
Okay. Adam and atom are different. Papa Crash was talking about Aramaic. I can't say that name, but thank you, Mitchie, for coming in. Itchy Mitchie. We're going to call you Itchy Mitchie. I can't say it now. I'm going to tell you this. We start with prepping, and there ain't no telling where we're going to go. It's kind of a comedy. It's kind of a discussion. We come up with all kinds of things. Sometimes we talk Bible. Sometimes we talk even more into conspiracy and prepping. We just try to have fun with it, folks.
When I'm here, it's just going to be random. It's just absolutely random. And you know what? The audience is what fuels the discussion. So when you guys bring something up, we're going to talk about it, whether it be alien, whether it be flat earth, whatever it is.
I'm trying to be the voice of reason, but I'm a redheaded redneck from Alabama, so there's only so much reason I can come up with, because some of this stuff's cool, and you kind of wish it was true, because hey, that's a good story out there. I don't know. I mean, I like the story. Do I believe them? Hey, I believe what I believe, but at the end of the day, some of these stories is cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Lizard folks, the daggum.
They are real, 100%.
I've seen that one. I've seen that video with lizard people. My wife's like, lizard folks? The Anunnaki. It's one of them conspiracies. They're like aliens.
They're on cave walls in every culture around the world.
Well, that could have been demonic spirits now.
They're depicted everywhere. I believe that they are part of the fallen angels, and they're here. They're underground. In all of the cave drawings,
I ain't
they're
saying
underground.
that yellow cake. I ain't saying that yellow cake. I ain't even gonna get into what yellow cake just said because I don't get political on here, and I ain't getting banned. I ain't getting no bans. So here's the thing. I watched the old Beyonce video where supposedly the lizard people or the devil. I mean, I don't know what they do to these videos. I don't believe there was a demon coming out of her or lizard people. Her eyes was showing. I don't know, but it's funny. It's funny. I mean,
I come from royal blood, so
what is that?
some of that I got some of the symptoms. I got some of the symptoms of reptilian in me.
I can't. What the heck, man? I was like, where's she going with this? Look at this. I come from.
Let me do a backstory on it. Oh,
Lord.
Okay, so a while back, there was a video about Katy Perry being reptilian, and the fact that she was able to make her jaw under her jaw fill up like a frog. And then I realized that I could do it too.
So they were saying that
come from royal blood.
They said she was reptilian.
Yes.
Hey, I want to tell you, if anybody's reptilian, it's that go Katy Perry.
She is super weird, though. Did you ever see the video? She's pregnant and she's in the nursery and she's going, baby.
That sounds like Wienerville.
Super creepy, Dennis.
Well,
creepy.
You know, she started her career as a Christian singer.
She did.
Her dad's a pastor. He is, I believe, one of, he's actually, I think, a televangelist, and he was real well known. I seen, Biden might be a lizard. There's something wrong with Biden, but it ain't got nothing to do with no lizard people. They done kicked him out the Klan, I guess. I don't know. Poor old guy.
He's got a room at their nursing home.
Who does? My wife she works over at the nursing home. She said they got him a room in there. And, you can go visit him over there through the plexiglass. David Beasley, good to see you, bud. But I believe we have, it is time to eat. My Chinese food is here, my friends. I'm
jealous.
It's time. Yeah, I'm telling you, we got that good stuff. I got some sweet and sour chicken over our bet.
I don't know how you afforded that.
Because
it's like $100 for us to feed our family in Chinese food. And that's before the pandemic.
Oh, they got Burger King chicken nuggets, she said. They didn't want no Chinese food. Now, and plus,
that's how.
Hey, it's tax return season. We try to do something nice every year when that money comes in. People are sitting out here believing this, Jeff. People are sitting there, man, they're that poor in Alabama.
Yeah, we are.
Hey,
that's the first thing we do with income tax, too, is order Chinese food. No joke.
We're not alone.
We're not alone. Oh, I said we're not alone. I told you like Daddy.
It's true.
Daddy. Oh, Lord. I told my wife when she's shy about I said, you love Danny? I said, she's a nut job just like you. Y'all have a good time. And she's like,
oh, yeah, we'd get along, honey. We would. We would get along. If you're anything like your husband.
No, he moves.
I don't talk like him.
She don't talk like me. She's a lot hotter than I am, too. I'm just burned up. That's all I am. Hey, let's see, Shiny House. Thank you. So I'm going to probably go ahead and end this and get to eating and spend some time with the family. Try and do these more regular, last night, I ain't gonna lie. I took a building apart by myself with a lull. I'm lifting big old beams down. I'm wore out. Well, I come home, I thought I'm gonna do a live. No, I'm not. I'm gonna lay down. I'm about to fall over. So today I was like, I'm gonna do a live one way or another because I got to keep this thing rolling. And I'm glad I did. We had some good discussion. We talked about wet mold and leather. One of the reasons I show you these things, folks, is because those things you prep that are going to be your tradable items, you're going to run out of them. You need a skill. You need a way to make things. Me and my nephew was talking today about how to treat cowhide. So we got an older gentleman that can tell you that we're going to talk to about how to tan cowhide. Mickey Rounds, good to see you. So then I can keep making sheaths. I can make, different kinds of, stacked leather handles. all kinds of things. So those are the things I'm going to be kind of looking at here in some of the videos to come. Sewing, I always try to show a little bit of sewing so you can mend your clothes, because you think about societal collapse, you're not going to have a lot of clothing factories running, you know.
Shoes. If things really do get bad, shoes are going to be a number one item that everyone's going to be looking for.
Remember the book of Eli? He found that guy hung in the closet and he takes the boots off. That's always a big thing. And then I've seen that in a lot of zombie shows. They'll find boots in the clothes on the dead people and take them off while they're walking. But yeah, I mean,
it was lucky. It was actually lucky back in the day to take all of your shoes and hide them in your walls under your windows. It was supposed to keep away bad spirits.
And so that's when Santa Claus started putting St. Nicholas started putting the golden coins in the shoes, and then it turned into the stockings. You don't never know where all this stuff comes from, but that's what happened with that. But
yeah.
Skills is the thing.
Enjoy your Chinese food.
Oh yeah, I keep talking. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dismiss in prayer. And then I'm gonna do a couple shameless spills because I've made that agreement too. And in the attic, there you go. And so then we're gonna end it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop everybody down after I do the prayer, and then I'm gonna do the shameless spills because I've agreed to it. And hopefully y'all go buy something. But I don't know. Y'all don't got to. I still love y'all. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray, Lord God, that you just protect her. First off, don't let nobody fall off the end of the flat earth, Lord. Protect them. Protect them ships. Protect them cruise ships, Lord. Lord, don't let nobody get abducted by aliens. Lord, I really wish we was going to the moon. So don't let that be a lie. Don't let my hopes and dreams be dashed, Lord. But God, I do thank you that during all the things we faced, Lord, that you kept us safe. There are those that didn't make it as far as we have, and we thank you for the extra time you give us. We pray your protection on those in the Ukraine. I pray your protection on those that have come in here today in this live. I pray that you help people to be better prepared for what may come. You help the message to get out. I pray that you help the algorithms to push the content. Lord, we've seen a lot of our preparedness community on TikTok that is, I don't know if it's shadow banning, God, but I do know something's going on, and I pray, Lord, that you help all of us to be able to get that message out there. I don't really care about the views. Just let the ones that do see it be the ones that need to see it, God, and let it get out there, and just help us to keep coming up with stuff to help people. And I pray, God, you just give us wisdom in the things we're doing on here and guide us, and just set your protection down on Danny, and set your protection down on Suburban Urban Prep and all our friends in the comments, God, all our friends on every app right now. I'm thinking we got 21. We're down to 7 on here, and we got like 39 over on Clapper. We've probably had maybe a few thousand viewers all together. So, Lord, thank you for that. All right, folks, good to see y'all. I'm going to drop everybody down. Thank you, Suburban Urban Prep, for coming up.
Bye, guys. It was a fun conversation. If you guys ever want to talk weird conspiracy, I'm your girl.
There you go. She's working on a TV show, folks. But yeah, thanks, Danny, for coming up. As always, you helped this show.
Guys.
All right. Well, I was going to give you some gifts, sir, for a second. All right, folks. So, if you're looking for gear that you see in the videos that we do, different kinds of gear, you can go to our website. And if you just want to support us, go to the website, tap the banners. We get like $1 if you just tap the banner. If you want gear, we get a little bit of percentage of that. So go check the gear out, because I do want you to be prepared. I want you to have good gear. It may be a little UFO seeker. He came in there right at 10. Good to see you here. Wait a minute. No, you've been here the whole time. I didn't even realize who it was. Thank you, this old man. I'll holler at you over there if you win. Tom, I didn't recognize you. You're going to have to say something next time, buddy. We'd love to have you up there talking UFOs, but I'll holler at you maybe tomorrow night. Thank you, my friend. But, go there, tap those banners. We make a little bit. You will find some gear that will help you. We've got a lot of good sponsors. Go to ReadyWise.com and use discount code DB29. No, that's Olight store. ReadyWise.com, E29, TEN, E2910. Go there and use that discount code to get you 10% off. It puts 10% in our pocket to make this a better stream. We're working on a couple different things right now. We're going to be working on a studio. I'm going to be working on getting some actual, in-hand merchandise to sell on the website, so that way you can find great gear there, and that'll open up doors for shows and all kinds of things. We want to try and maybe go to SHOT Show next year, this year. And two, we've got the Clapper meetup coming up in September, so I'm going to try and come up there for one night for that, and then drive back because it's only like 2 hours away. But yeah, so there's a lot of things going, and I'm trying to get as much content as I can on here. I'm trying to get as much new stuff on here. I'm trying to hit up every website we're on so that everybody can find something if somebody gets bananaed, or gets banned. But yeah, ReadyWise.com, E29TEN, OlightStore.com. Some of the lights you see in our videos, if you want to get one of them, a baton, one of the old pins, an old lantern. Thank you there, Mr. Tom. If you want to get something like that, OlightStore.com, discount code DB29, and that'll save you 10%. We get 10%. You get a good flashlight, you get good gear. Tsunami, welcome in. Game God, good to see you. So we're going to be ending the live. So hey, we give you a lot of ways to support us. We give you a lot of ways to help us. We've had a lot of good conversation. Adventures with Bacon, good to see you coming in right at the end. Thank y'all for the gifts. Again, we're going to be doing this all week. If you want to get in on the shirt, and you want to do some gifting, now right now I think you can do gifting on House, you can do gifting on TikTok, and you can do gifting on Clapper if you want to do that. If you just want a shirt, you can go to Iron Wolf Distributors on my website. Go to that tab, tap it, and it will take you straight to my merch store. You can get Whom Shall I Fear, I Shall Not Want, the Happy Gun, S29 Chaos shirt. I think we got a few other designs that I've not been able to debut yet. But hey, $22, I believe, unless they went up $1 or $2, $22 with shipping. So there you go. And I try not to do nothing like put my face on there or nothing. I try to put stuff that I'd want to wear. So like I got guns and lines and a little bit of a scripture verse on there. There we go. So yeah. Oh Lord, who dropped that one? Somebody dropped a pack of Coke on Clapper. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to end the live, folks. It was good to see y'all in here. I thank y'all for coming in. We'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow night. All right, folks. Thank y'all. We'll see you.